So we're gonna go over finishing the triangle after we get to the trap triangle. So once we've already done our entry, how to properly finish. So once we get to trap triangle, so we just have ankles crossed, but we got one arm in, one arm out. Okay, so from here, the two things we got to focus on taking away is his posture. The more he postures, the harder it's going to be to finish everything. And then also him pressuring in, stacking my knees into my face, and it's going to end up opening your legs, especially if you're not flexible. Okay, so as soon as we're here and we have this trap triangle, we need to make sure we're pulling heels to butt, controlling the head so that we can solve that posture problem. Now to solve the stacking problem, him pressuring into me, we need to create an angle. Okay, so that way he's not going to be able to pressure my knees into my face because my face is going to move to the side. So now from here, we're looking for a scoop grip, but we're not using the scoop grip on the inside of the leg to do all the pulling. Once we have these two grips, we can unlock our feet for a second. So I'm going to use the inside of my knee on the top side of my partner's shoulder to help me pivot. And then now from here, we're going to focus on the proper placement of our knee relative to their neck. So right where the crease of my knee is, I want to put right where I would check my opponent's pulse. So we can always look to line that up exactly where it would be. If our knee is up towards the back of their neck, you can still finish these, but it's going to take much more effort. So we want to make sure our lower back starts to come up off of the mat. That's going to help us get our knee into proper position, and we're right up under our partner's jaw. Now from here, I want to replace my hand on the head with the top side of my knee. And then now from here, we can start to lock our figure four so that our lock is directly behind their head. Okay, so that now if our partner goes to posture, it's going to feel like much more weight than if our lock is on the far shoulder. Okay, so we want to make sure that when we invert, our lock is as close to the back of their head as possible. And then now from here, they go to posture, difficult, and we're going to go heels to butt to start to get our finish. Okay, so really make sure when we have our two grips, so a scoop grip on the inside of the leg and almost like a collar tie on the head. So we want to make sure our knee comes up and helps us pivot. When we pivot, we want to make sure our head and shoulders come up off the mat, our lower back comes up off the mat, so we have the least amount of friction possible. The more I'm down on the mat, the more you're always going to feel like you're too stiff, and you're always going to want to put your foot on the floor, which that's going to give them a giant opening to get out of. So we want to make sure our legs stay up, we pivot, and now we're looking to place that knee so it's right up where I would check his pulse. And then now from here, I replace the collar tie hand by pulling my knee in. We lock our figure four so that it's directly behind their head, and then heels to butt to finish our strangle.